Joined now by journalist, broadcaster, colleague and friend Vuyo Mvoko. A very good evening to you. Vuyo, condolences. I was just watching your expression in the background as you were just listening to that, and I can imagine so much sadness, very few difficult past few weeks. Tell us a little bit more about that journey, as Eusebius was saying there that you all knew that she was ill and that the odds were against her.
Indeed, so everyone knew. Last week, it had become apparent that her health had deteriorated significantly, and that this day would come sooner than many of us would have expected. In fact, as I speak to you, as friends and family, people are still gathered at her house. A few people who could come, given the COVID regulations and everything, really reminiscing over a great person that she really was, a good friend to those who were closest to him, a mother and a sister to her family whom she loved so dearly, but also a true and passionate and hardworking South Africans who cared about this country, I would dare say, more than many of us did. And that's why, I guess, she really attracted, so much controversy at times. It was the passion with which she argued everything she was prepared to talk about. It was the dedication, the commitment she made to every cause that she really believed in. I've known her for more than 20 years.
Actually, I was going to come to that you have fought a lot of fights together. I was thinking about your mass resignations and fought a lot of fights together on opposite sides of the coin when you were working as colleagues. Tell us a little bit more about it, and I'm glad you raised it. I was listening to Hassan Tabata speak earlier on, and I really appreciated what he was saying, that like her or not, she stuck to her guns, her beliefs, and she also endured a lot of bullying as a result of that.
True, that is actually very true. I met her in 2002, when I joined the SABC as group political editor. She was at the time the executive producer of two current affairs shows at SAFM, AM Live and Midday Live. Now, as political editor, she was my client, so to speak. She was very demanding. She was like, we're not going to allow this place to go down because people don't want to do their work. You and I have to be there and show people that it can be done, commit to what we've signed up for. And indeed, that's who she was. And I remember our first big fight at the SABC with the head of news at the time. Things went to a point where she actually lost a job as executive producer at SAFM. We ended up working together in special projects. She produced a lot of the interviews I did with President Thabo Mbeki at the time. She also took the lead in, some of the State of the Nation addresses that we did, special funerals that we did, and a whole host of other projects. And many, many years down the line, when I came back to the SABC, for the second time around, when Hlaudi Motsoeneng tried to make the SABC what it wasn't supposed to be, she was there together with many of you colleagues, but with journalists who were prepared to fight with us and make sure that what Hlaudi was trying to do didn't happen. But it didn't end there. This is what was beautiful about her. And even when no one else was watching.
Allow me to interrupt you, Vuyo.
Yes.
You know how these things work. We run out of time and we have to get some things in. And it's an important question because you've seen it, the kind of reactions we've seen on social media, some good, some bad. But I want you to talk about the importance of having a discussion and understanding of her body of work, the footprint that she has left, not only on the political landscape, but the media fraternity, viewing her work in context.
Yes. She was passionate about democracy. The fact that we haven't gone anywhere near what this country is supposed to be 20 odd years, into democracy. And she was passionate about journalism, and because she felt that alongside other, people, institutions, and lobby groups, organizations, we had a very specific role to play. That is why you saw her taking part in all the protests that we saw that were led by journalists, but also by organizations that care about media freedom. And that she was there also at a deeply personal level, where journalists had to pay the price for the stance that they took. When, for example, as the SABC aid, we had to continue with the fight beyond the protests that were, in fact, people were embarking upon fairly regularly. She was there with us, behind the scenes. She was there when I had to walk a lonely, walk after the other 7 colleagues were got their jobs back. She would show up, at the South Gauteng High Court. In fact, she was responsible for putting together the team of Lwandile and Tembeka Ncukaitobi that actually took on my case. And she was doing that because she believed that no other journalist should go through what the journalists who are committed to that cause actually went through.
I wish we had more time, but I really appreciate your taking the time to speak to us about this, and wishing you all courage, her friends, her family, and as you say, colleagues from across the political spectrum. And as you say, that those who knew her, and many have said she was a very loving person who did support her colleagues. Journalist, broadcaster and colleague Vuyo Mvoko on the passing of Karima Brown.